two bombs dropped in our city. People were terrified. Some of the girls were crying in the bunkers. In Kiev, where there is train, some Indian guys were being pushed out of the train that this train is not for you. Embassy says that we would get you out of here, but they just write off an advisory that get out of here. They don't provide us buses or anything. Please reach out for help and get us out.
Can you just tell me where exactly are you right now?
I'm in a hostel, which is provided by university, and I'm in the city of Sumy.
They have provided some bunkers as well, right?
Yeah, we have a bunker underneath our hostel. In this city, there are bunkers every 300 to 400 meters away.
So how many Indian students or how many friends do you have right now along?
Total number of Indian students all over the city are approximately 800 students. Most of them are living in hostel because of this war condition. We heard that there are some casualties happening when we try to leave the city. The railway station in our city is bombarded and totally destroyed. So most of the students over like in different cities who go to the western borders are and getting evacuated via Poland, Hungary, Slovakia, etc.
Mhm.
Those students, what they are doing are they are boarding a train from the city, going to the nearest western bordering cities, and then getting to the borders. For us, there is no available trains from our city. There are some trains from Kharkiv, there are some trains from Kiev. Those are specially evacuation trains, and there are huge crowds of people boarding those trains. Even sometimes we are faced with a racial bias situation in those trains.
When you say racial bias, what exactly do you mean?
I was scrolling through the Twitter about the situation in Kiev and evacuation trains from Sumy to Kiev or something. I found that there is no train from Sumy, but in Kiev, where there is train, uh, some African black guys, some Indian guys were being pushed out of the train that this train is not for you. This is just for Ukrainian people, and we'll
Mhm.
get Ukrainian people to the safety first. So that racial bias.
So right now, since how many days have you been in the hostel?
I shifted to hostel on 26th of February,
Okay.
and there are the when we live in a flat, we have like loads and loads of luggage, like many of the trolley bags. We shifted it one by one. Like in one time, we can come here, then we went back again. We kept on checking the groups like local news channels and local Telegram groups who provide information in English because most of the news what we get here is mostly in Ukrainian or Russian, which we don't know. And that's the reason most of the students who live in flat came back to hostel because there are bunkers over there. But
Okay.
because we cannot speak Russian or Ukrainian and we cannot interact with people over there, we were told that come back to hostel and live here so that we all Indians can be together.
Did your university give you any kind of official statement before?
From a student point of view, what happened
Mhm.
till 24th, we were all demanding our university for online classes that please get these classes online. There are Russian troops on the border. We are living 50 kilometers away from the border. The guy from the university said that we have contact with the bordering patrol police, and whenever something like that happened, we'll be totally informed. And there is no war. We were always told before 24th there is no war. Even the U.S. embassy and everyone fled. The U.S. gave a statement that there will be an attack on 16. The attack did not happen, and on that basis, university was like, "See, we told you the war is not going to happen." And after
Okay.
that, on 24th, it happened. And on that day, the classes were shifted online. So the
Okay.
theory was shifted online. The clinical classes were still offline. And that's why we were still stranded here till 24th. On 24th, the bombs were dropped. And after that, all those classes were shifted online. Then and then only.
Are there any penalties if you don't attend any online offline classes?
There are penalties when we don't attend any classes, may it be online or may it be offline. They call it
Okay.
reworks over here. So if you don't attend the classes, you get a rework and you have to clear a rework before taking an exam of that particular subject. For example, if I have four reworks in surgery, then I have to go to the dean's office, take a
Mhm.
paper, go to the bank, pay the amount, come back to the dean's office, give the payment slip, take that slip to the teacher, and then I can give reworks. And then only I'll be appearing in exam or else I won't.
When you say penalty, how much penalty do you all have to actually give?
So penalties are of different types. If the reworks are of the same semester, per two classes they charge 150 grievance. Per 2 hours they charge 150 grievance. And for the reworks of previous semester, so for example, I have moved to the next semester and there are still some reworks or subjects pending. They charge 250 grievance per 2 hours. So that if I convert into the Indian rupees, it comes around 150, roughly above 300 rupees. 250 above 500 rupees. We have five classes. So imagine 3,000 rupees just for penalties. And then those are not cleared or those are not waived off. We have to go to teacher. Some teachers are really pissed off because we didn't attend classes and they just keep on calling us again and again. There are what we say expiry date on those payment slips. So we have
Okay.
to finish off a rework before a particular date. It might be month, it might be a semester. And that's the reason why most of the Indian students did not leave the country because of the offline
Okay.
classes.
Is there any specific reason why you chose to study there?
I appeared neat and I missed the seat in medical private seat, but I missed the last seat by just 2 marks. So I was like, I
Okay.
have to go out and I have to get this degree. Opportunity arose, and I was the last to take admission in this university.
So, did you try to book any flight ticket to come back, or you wanted to stay there because offline classes were going on?
Each and every parent had the concern of safety of their child in their mind, and
Mhm.
all of them were saying that come back home. But as soon as we tried to book ticket, all the tickets from different various airlines were booked till 5th or 6th of March. Then the some of the government of India said that we would give some charter flights, and Air India would give those
Mhm.
tickets were also above 50 to 60,000 per person. And
Okay.
that's one way trip. In that amount on like regular basis, we would get a round trip in this amount. So that
Mhm.
happened, and most of the parents could not like financially provide them. Even though some of my friends book a ticket from 25, 26, 27, though
Mhm.
their flight is cancelled. And some of them who booked a ticket on 24th were stuck in the airport at that point
Okay.
because of the
So,
bombardment of different airports.
and there is no refund till now, like no official statement on the refund or the.
People are saying you will get a refund in 90 days, but I don't guess the money is coming back anytime soon.
How is the situation right now? So, is there any official statement from the Indian government or Indian embassy? Embassy?
Indian embassy has not provided us an official statement, but whenever we call them, they are saying that we
Mhm.
will provide you a green corridor in which
Okay.
Russian government, Ukrainian government, and Indian government would help you to get out of the conflict zone via Russian border. Most of the evacuation, whatever is happening via Poland and western borders, right? We students in Sumy and Kharkiv, for them to travel to Poland is really risky. In the war-torn country right now, if we travel to western borders and if no one is supposed to take our responsibility, it's really risky. Embassy says that we would get you out of here. We would get you, but they just write off an advisory that get out of here. They don't provide us buses or anything. Some
Mhm.
students, some of my friends who live in Ternopil, which is on the western side, booked a
Yeah.
cab by themselves and then went to the border. But it was all on their own risk. No surety was provided by the Indian government, and
Okay.
there are no railways working in this situation. So
Mhm.
students from different cities boarded trains, but in Sumy there are no railways. Even in Kharkiv, the railways are working. And yesterday or day before yesterday, people boarded trains. Students boarded trains and went to the western border. Even those trains take 2 days to reach to the border. And on the border, I guess you already know that what happens on the border. They have to stay in cold for a few hours
Yeah.
or days to just to cross the border because many people are fleeing the country.
Also, you guys have education agents, I guess. So, is there any communication
Yes.
from an education agent?
Those are called contractors. So my contractor, he told that evacuation would happen in 2 to 3 days. Like he gave a list, what to pack, what to take, and no luggage is allowed, etc., etc. Basic guidelines. Take some water, take some medicines. We don't know till how long we'll staying at the border. After that, it has been 2 or 3 days, but we did not. We are still here. We're still going up and down in bunkers, coming back, cooking food, eating, and if there is a threat of airstrike, we'll go back down again. Yesterday there were two bombs dropped in our city. One of the
Okay.
bomb was within 1 kilometer radius, like within the distance of 1 kilometer. If you see the effect of that bomb being dropped, it feels like a solar eclipse going on, like a whole sun came all over the sky and people were terrified. Some of the girls were crying in the bunkers. There was no electricity. Imagine that bunker without electricity. Everyone was going nuts. Like there was no water supply, there was no electricity yesterday. There's no water supply yet. There's electricity now, so we can charge our phones, and I'm able to do this, or else
Yeah.
I would not have been able to do this.
Because of lack of water supply, you all had to walk 1 kilometer. So how did you all manage to do that?
Obviously, we get up and we need water for day-to-day activities.
Mhm.
What we did is like we went out, we were collecting snow, and then we were heating it up to water. Then we saw rooftop pipe draining the
Mhm.
water downstairs. Thank God it snowed today, or else we would not have got this water. We put our cans of water, empty cans, below the pipe, and we were collecting the water for day-to-day activities. But there was no drinking water available yet. We walked a kilometer away in taking all the risk by ourselves. Like in this war-torn city, coming back, we have to carry 20 to 30 liters of water. We did carry, like for one floor, let's say between 10 students, there is at least 20 liters of water right now. We don't know if it's drinking or not because we don't understand the language, but we'll drink it because we don't have water. These are some cans we bought it from the drinking water. These are some
Okay.
bottles. This was rooftop collected water right now.
Okay.
Situation is really worsening day by day. Please reach out to people and please help us to get evacuated. I know we will be evacuated, but I hope it happens as soon as possible because this is like really man versus wild right now.
Subscribe to Midday India. Get direct notifications on all our videos by clicking on the bell icon.